You get to pick the color?
Yeah. I was once told fire trucks are red and police cars are black and white, so I don't argue that. I just buy what we're supposed to buy.
Well, since I didn't get Chief Shipper a Christmas present, I make a motion approving the purchase of one ambulance, approximately $375,000, using ARPA, and one aerial ladder truck. That's just one aerial ladder truck.
Got it.
For $1.396630 using LOST.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much. The department thanks you. That's one thing Lamar's can always be proud of. We've always had good equipment to help do our jobs to save lives and property, and that helps make us as good as we are. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, discussion items. Jason, you are up.
I really don't have anything. Plywood trail's still going.
Still pouring concrete.
Yep. So, that's it. Did you want me to get into the fees and assignments, or wait till it gets to you?
Yeah, let's do that.
So this is just all, so both of those items that are attached are informational, I guess, at this point. You really won't need to make any final decisions until Brad is on board as far as assignments go. But some of the highlighted things on assignments, I'll jump to that one first, I guess. You can see what Mike sat in on as far as assignments goes. So the RPA, the Regional Planning Board, Mike would need to be replaced on, as well as LBIC Board. And as far as our committees go, he was on Public Utilities and the Administration Committee. So. Utilities would take, there's probably going to be quite a bit of
It'll be busy.
a learning curve for whoever, just to get caught up to speed on those two large projects out there. And I would say administration historically, at least from my perspective, has been probably the two senior council members, if there were any, typically sat on those, but doesn't have to be.
Longest serving or oldest?
Serving.
Good question.
Serving. But Mike fit right in there, on at least on the administration one, because of what it entailed and his history at Floyd Valley. So it seemed like a natural fit. But
And I was the oldest.
so that up there, you guys can talk amongst yourself on who has interest in what, or you keep it as it is and you just slide Brad into Mike's positions.
As far as the utility goes, Brad, Mike, correct me where I'm wrong, but I think most of the detail of both projects is already
Yep, so
decided.
now it's just execution.
It's basically execution.
Good point.
And so I don't think it's as crucial as it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
I'd agree.
That's just input, so as far as who goes, I don't think it's as far as that committee goes.
And Brad, if you've got a preference, let Jason know so that he can factor that in, because you're certainly allowed to have a preference. Guarantees nothing, but you can have a preference.
Yeah, so you guys can think about that. January 2nd is when we will you guys will approve those assignments and also the
Fee schedule?
fees and charges.
In fees and charges, we talked about, solid waste collection increase, it was mentioned. We have talked about, and it's gonna be pretty serious, water increases and wastewater increases. I think at some point in time in the fairly near future, we have to sit down and have some pretty serious discussions as to when we're going to start implementing these increases. Not a fun subject, but it's coming, because we got some big dollars to pay for. The other thing too is if Jason could work up some sort of a preliminary budget projection as to what possibly we're looking at, because people better just wake up to the fact that there's some increases coming down the road. It's just the world we're in, period. So I'd like a little bit of forewarning as to maybe what we're looking at in this upcoming budget session. Does that make sense? Jason?
I don't know. Are you talking about rates?
Well, I'm talking about two items. Rates is one. If we're gonna look at solid waste increase,
Yeah.
we need to look at water increase, and then right behind that, we need to look at wastewater increase. So when do we start doing that? Because I've been, and I'm not getting on anybody, but I've heard it for 5 years. When do we start stepping into these so that we're not trying to catch up when these costs start? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say, didn't we back off of that a little bit as far as increases?
Before the service.
Yeah, didn't we back off to that?
I thought we did until, and then it came back up again in water, and one of our industries even said to us in 12 months ago, they said, when are you gonna start increasing some of this? And I thought we had kind of backing off and said, some of these increases need to get going. But if smarter minds say, let's just wait until it's up and running, okay, because I won't be here.
Yeah, because I think we started there, Clark, and it was gonna be, we'll do the increases when people see the benefits.
Right?
But I thought we backed off it a little bit, even when Jacob was still here, of maybe we do the increases at least when we need to start paying, because if we got a bond for the stuff,
I think that is true, that when we started seeing the bills,
we
we
start
had to
incurring
paying.
expenses on the projects, then we should increase.
But also, I think the other part of that was we wanted to eliminate the shock of a water bill tripling in 1 month to households. And we wanted to step it, so I didn't know if we had found a happy place there. But my point is, I think very soon we need to look at all of these and kind of get a plan as to, okay, projected water will be done here, this is when we need to start.
Yeah, let's have that discussion early on in '24.
No problem.
I mean, let's do these fees and then have that discussion
Okay,
about when we start doing rate increases.
yeah.
And we have enough time that they could be July 1 increases if we choose to do
Or
them that
even
soon.
next January or whatever, right. So we're good with that. And then the other thing that I was asking for was kind of an idea of our budget increase automatically. I mean, for instance, police alone, we added a pretty good expense to our budget, to our upcoming budget. You follow what I'm saying? We've added some positions, and these are gonna represent increases in the budget, and I'd like a little bit of forewarning as to what we are looking at,
Yeah,
if at all possible.
yeah. When are the department budgets due? End of this week?
End of this week.
Yeah, so Joe will compile all that stuff. I mean, and
Okay.
then it can be, that stuff can be sent out.
Okay, so, okay.
It's not-
So in other words, the initial proposal will be my, will be my forewarning of what I'm
Yeah.
looking at. All right, okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's totally fine. I just, I know we have some stuff on the horizon and, okay. I didn't mean to take
Okay.
over.
Joe, you have anything?
No, just, you know, yeah, just say the same thing, I'll just do this Friday, and we'll get that all compiled and sent out to the councils, and set up meetings for each committee, and start that process.
What week in January are we looking at for budget workshops,
Committees.
just roughly?
I'm gonna guess probably not the very first week.
Second week?
Yeah,
Soon after, I know.
Is that what your committees, or are you talking the workshop,
Right.
Rob?
Yeah, the committees.
well, I mean, the committees will get set on the second, so I'm hoping the following week. then
Second, third week, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
start.
You hear that, Brad? Second and third week of January, mark off.
Vacation days.
Budget- Budget workshop,
Bring a red pen.
yeah.
How do you guys, just a question, I think maybe I've asked this in the past, but we're getting the requests from entities for funding assistance. Do you want each of those here at a budget workshop to present in person, much like the supervisors do? They attend up there, or do you just want them, here's who submitted stuff on a piece of paper?
That's how we've done it in the past, isn't it?
Yeah, but these are quite a bit larger, aren't they?
Well, I don't know if they're larger. At least the ones I've seen haven't been huge requests.
Would we have time to review them, and then if we decide as a group, hey, we want to hear from?
Well, you guys will see those
XYZ.
in
Case by case.
what you
Yeah.
get prior.
I'd rather do that, and then we can eliminate some of the,
What committees would take that? Or what committee would those requests go under? Like, for instance, I'm on utilities, so water and wastewater
You
and,
know, I don't know if they've ever really fall under a committee. Maybe the first time we ever talked about them was at a budget workshop.
I'm specifically thinking of the Art Center. The Art Center I know is requesting more city involvement financially, and are we?
Campgrounds.
I think right now that's
Campgrounds,
community
campgrounds,
services.
thanks. I'm sorry?
Community services probably.
Okay. Okay.
I'd rather not have a list of presenters like the county does it. I mean, I think that would get to be a long process. I'd rather just review them, and if we decide as a group we need some questions answered, then we can bring them in. Is that possible?
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Mark, do you have anything?
Yeah, a couple things, pick up your garbage and recycle magnets at City Hall there. And then, I took home, also, there's a stack of these sheets, the lead and copper service line inventory with the questions that you fill out to help the water department. I'd like at a future meeting to have, the water department come and explain that, because I was trying to help my in-laws, and I don't know the answer to some of these. You know, how would you know if you have this or that? I mean, just walk it line by line and just say, this is how the average person should fill this out. Because I'd like to have some compliance with it. I think as it looks right now, it's kind of difficult.
Good.
Is there
Yeah,
any-
I did it online, and we've had, we did a complete remodel of our house and redid the plumbing and all that stuff, so I had the answer to a lot of those things, but I could see where some people wouldn't have the answer.
Well, I mean,
So,
number
and
9.
unknown is an answer, but.
Unknown's a great.
Yeah.
But number 9, what year was your plumbing material installed? Your plumbing material seems like a pretty vague, you know, so most people are gonna be like, oh, I fixed the sink last year.
Yeah,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So I mean, I just define it a little bit so we know how to answer that, because I want people to comply with it.
That's a good thing.
But I think to answer that question, the answer is the year it was built. Okay, updates have taken place, and a complete remodel in a 1920s home would say,
Yeah.
2014. You follow what I'm saying? So, because the plumbing is installed at the time of construction. Now, updates and fixes evolve as time goes on.
Okay. Well, then, the service line. Who knows what their service line is made of? And who knows if they have a lead pigtail or?
I do.
Lead pigtail or gooseneck? I don't even know what that is. So
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, gooseneck is, no, you're right. But it's a little stub that comes through the basement floor, and it's galvanized copper or
That's the
plastic.
kind of stuff people need to know, because I
Yeah.
don't.
Anyway, you're right, you are right. you are
Yeah,
right.
that's good.
That's all.
Is that all you had?
Yeah.
Steve?
I'm good.
I don't have anything, Clark.
Nothing.
Brian?
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything.
Mike?
Thanks, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Can Mike do the gavel?
Let him do that. We let kids do it. when they
Motion
get
to
adopted.
adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.
You want these back?